This is Blair Cuspids, a famous and unusual lunar formation. Beautiful, isn't it? Highly visible pillars that stand way above the surrounds. These are not small, they are huge formations. On the moon again for this one, it's a grouping of well placed pillars, teeth like for the way they protrude above the surface, hence the name Cuspids. It was first discovered in 1966 by some guy named Blair. First Apollo landing site is not far away. We have a series of pillars. Very interesting formation. Three extremely large mounds, the largest in the formation, sit framing what look to be four smaller mounds. Three in a line and one off the next side, making a rudimentary arrow. Nice. The arrow is pointing towards an outer framing rock, some meters off in the distance. Another large outer framing rock is just behind the arrow. Plenty of people have theories on the Blair Cuspids. It's the human condition to think and to seek, and I'm going to give you mine, which is why you're watching. Thank you. Which was born in an instant. It was like, bang, I understand what's going on. No one has said what I'm going to tell you, and this might come in handy later. How I read it is 3 times this distance in that direction. Simple. Just to explain it again, it's the distance from the point of the arrow to the outer mound the arrow is pointing at, multiplied by the number of rocks used on one side. Again, multiply this distance 3 times in that direction, and you have this spot. Let's look. Question is not what the Blair Cuspids are, it's more what's at the end of the code and what the message is. What is here? It doesn't look like much. Secret entrance, buried ship, treasure, speculation, old crash site, who knows? Maybe the crew of the Apollo know, maybe they don't. Maybe it was a asteroid, but a better type of asteroid, like a gold one. Was it enough to warrant an Apollo mission there? Who knows? But wait, there is other rocks and I sure have to admit this, I've never seen the entire site, and always the elevated position, the terrain doesn't look that exciting. You need the shadow again. The shadow lights it up. Weird, isn't it? It makes it stand out. It looks like the outer mounts are there to frame and call attention to the message, which sits in the center. Of course, I might be totally wrong about this, but there's certainly something about it. Let's look at the other boulders. Could the formation of this distance of rock to rock multiplied by the number of rocks in the direction of the arrow formation that it created be used again or elsewhere? The way I read it is, it's a signpost. Attention grabbing outers to the message in the center. The question of, are there other arrows out there? It's a good question. It's hard to say. There's so many craters. Sooner or later, there's bound to be a formation of craters that look like arrows. It will happen. Maybe it means this way, and maybe it means just an asteroid hit here, nothing more. Monolithic formations are different, especially ones that seem to be manageable size. Kilometer high mountains on flat plains. Maybe it's a great marker, but it's most likely not placed there specifically. I mean, God help us if it is seriously a kilometer high mountain. Anyway, what's it for? To tell us where to go? But why would an intelligent race able to move enormous monoliths into a specific and readable formation with a simple formula be on this moon? Why would they need it? Was it there? If they are able to move monoliths, why can't they find the crater? Is it a secret entrance, secret to some and not to others? But it definitely is a subtle way of communication. Sometimes low tech is under the radar, likely made for clandestine and long term communication of a message. A simple message. Time. This message lasts. It will stand with a simple that way, this distance until something obliterates it. It has likely stood since well before the pyramids were ever built. Cuspid standard latitude 5.51, longitude 15.96, on the edge of the Sea of Tranquility, close to the equatorish. Are there any examples of coded information of Earth? And you know what? We're not going to look. If that's how we understand aliens to communicate, can we use this formula to direct them to a place of our choosing? The answer is think very carefully about trying to manipulate any spacefaring race with intellect clearly way above ours. It's not a good idea. Anyway, thanks for watching and be well.